Welcome back to All My Yum's Kitchen. I hope you are all doing well. If you're just coming across my video for the first time, a warm welcome to you. In today's video, I will show you how to make this fluffy pop-off. Pop-off is a Nigerian snack and street food, and it is super delicious. I'll be leaving all the measurements in the caption, so let's get right into this. The best place for intercontinental dishes. So you're going to be needing a large bowl, big enough to allow your dough to rise, because we're going to leave this to rise. So I added my all-purpose flour into that. Next, I'm going to be adding my salt. I like adding my salt first because I don't want the mistake of putting my salt and yeast on top of each other, because that would kill your yeast. So I like to mix my salt into my flour first and get it out of the way so there will be no accident. Next, I am going to be coming in with my sugar. I'm making use of about 200 grams of sugar, and next I'll be going in with my yeast. I make use of this fast action yeast, so I don't need to activate my yeast first. This is a brand that I make use of. This is not a paid advert, but this works really nicely. And what I do to preserve this yeast is to keep it in the fridge after I've opened it. I leave it in this can and cover it and keep it in the fridge, and it stays fresh and active. So that's a little tip for you if your yeast is always going flat. Next, I'm going to be adding in my nutmeg. I'm just going to measure it out like so and add that in. So all these ingredients that I'm adding now, they can work well with each other, especially the yeast and the sugar. Next, I'm going to be adding in some warm water. This is not hot water, warm enough that you can put your hand inside, your finger inside it like this, but not too cold. So I'm going to be pouring the water into this mixture. You want to go in with the water slowly. I have measurements of everything, including the water, but you need to be careful when you add in the water, because different flours react differently. So you may need less or you may need a bit more. So this is it. I'm adding in my water slowly. Next, I'll begin to mix everything together like this. Initially, it's a bit hard because I didn't pour in all the water, but as I go gradually in with the water, it will become softer. If you have watched up to this point, thank you so very much. I really appreciate you. Do not forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and leave me a comment as well. So after mixing everything together, you're going to give it a mix like this. It's more like beating it. You're going to whisk hair into it, and here I'm showing you my water. I still have some water left, even though I measured everything now. Sometimes some flour would take all this water, but this one today is not accepting all the water. So you want to try as much as possible and work those arm muscles and just beat it up like this, because this is going to help your pop-off to be more chewy and fluffy on the inside at the same time. So I did this for a while. So I continue to mix it together like this for about 3 to 4 minutes until it has this fluffy texture to it. So I like what my dough looks like, and I'll be proceeding with the next step. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done that. That would be really appreciated. And don't forget to leave me a comment and put a like on this video. Scrape the excess dough off your hand like this and cover your dough with a cling film and a tea towel, and leave that to rise in a place. Put it in a warm place. Well, I left mine on my countertop, and it took about 2 hours to rise because we don't have so much heat around here. So after about 2 hours, this is what I have. My dough is nice and doubled in size and is looking nice and puffy. So I'm going to proceed to remove the cling film. I know some people go ahead to just scoop their dough like this, but I like to come in with a spatula like this and fold in my dough gently. I like to do this because I love my dough to be a bit dense and at the same time fluffy on the inside. Try this, you're going to love it. So I fold it in just so degas it a little bit, and then next we are going to be proceeding with the frying. If you have watched up to this point, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and leave me a comment as well. And remember, the full recipe and measurements are going to be in the caption. Make use of a deep bottom pan like this and pour in enough oil to fry your pop-off. I made use of three different methods of scooping. The first one was using my ice cream scoop, which is okay. If you don't really want to get your hands dirty, it does the job, but it's not as smooth as I would like. So I used the second method, which is the molding method on the side of my bowl like that, and that worked also really nice with my beer hand. Then the third one, I made use of gloves. I made sure my gloves is oiled and I was using my gloves to scoop this. And actually, that was the best method that I like, to be honest. This is how I scoop it, mold it a little bit on the side and drop it in the oil like this. And I find that easier than using my beer hand. But whichever one works for you is what you should go for. So make sure you're dropping the dough in the oil as quick as you can, and make sure your oil is not too hot, because at this point I think I was dropping it too slow and my oil was also a bit too hot, so I turned it down a little bit. Our pop-off is cooking evenly now, and I am making sure to move them around so that one side is not deep in the oil while the other side is still outside the oil. So fry until it's golden brown and serve them to be enjoyed with whatever drink that you like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and put on the notification bell so that you know when next I upload a video. I love to dust my pop-off with a bit of powdered sugar. And this is what we have, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.